Yo, what is going on, everyone? Vega here for Serpent X Tech. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine and Crypto, where I welcome you to join me with your favorite beverage of caffeine, whatever it might be, coffee, energy drink, or otherwise, as we go over this week's crypto news, or at least a few of the news articles. Can't cover every single one of them, but we'll do our best. Whoops, wrong button. Looks like it's a pretty green day. That's why I didn't title this stream Bitcoin over 67K, because I had a feeling we're going to fall back down. So 65 is a good spot to put it. Bitcoin is over 65K, so I didn't lie to you in the title. Up around 1.95%. Ethereum sitting right underneath 3,500. BNB underneath 600. Dogecoin up to 12 cents, almost 13 cents. And we got a few other tokens doing pretty well, like Mutable X and Bonk. Bonk's up, what, 7%. A few of the other coins, like look at Popcat, up to 95 cents. So some of the Solana meme coins are doing good. I heard Ponk was on a tear, but it's down as of right now. Up in the upper right hand corner, you got XRP up almost 5.5%, or is 5.5%, to around 60 cents. So yeah, my cowlick is really kicking in today. But last we left you, right, on the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, I said a few things, and I just want to get this out of the way real quick. I said, and it's not even just last week, but previous weeks, I said, if you're going to, and this is pertaining to the people here in the United States, not so much the people abroad, international, my family from various countries like India, the UK, so on and so forth. And I appreciate you stopping by and supporting the channel. But for the people in the US, I've been saying do not just vote for somebody just because they're pro whatever, right? On one thing. If they're one thing is what you want to vote for, like the biggest thing to you, yeah, I can understand why that has so much weight to it. But you know, you got to look at the other factors. You know, does their agenda, does their goals, does their plans meet up with, you know, what you need to do, or what you need, or what you find is best for your family? Everybody's situation is different, right? Some people work out in the fields in the Midwest farming. Some people work in the city. Some people work in the sea. Some people, there's all kinds of different things. So obviously everybody's going to vote differently based upon their needs or what they feel needs to be done by their leaders. So just that's most important. Just making sure that you're not just letting one thing dictate who you vote for, that you're looking at the whole repertoire of their agenda, their mission, their plans. And of course, understanding that when presidents get in office, they say a lot of things before they get in office, but when they get in office, a completely different thing happens, right? Because then they have to get, you know, certain people on their side to vote for this or vote for that, and it kind of delays things. Secondly, I do not like the fact that we're fighting against each other, whether it's verbally or physically or otherwise. Like, this is stupid. This is not how America is. We should be able to disagree with one another, but still move things forward. We should be able to debate or argue, but still keep level heads. It seems that it's just getting more and more crazy, leading into what happened after the end of my stream, or after later that day at the end of the stream. So I'm just saying, keep your head level and look at the full picture before making a decision. Okay? Very intrigued and excited for what's coming up in here in a little bit. We got Bitcoin conference 2024 up in Nashville. Things are going to get a little bit lively. Security is going to be heightened because of what happened later on that day after my last stream. So I'm interested to see how things pan out. I'm interested to meet some of you who I have not met at Mind Disruptor other events. So make sure you catch up with me. And once again, if you don't have your ticket prices already have gone up every single Friday, but they might be going up even more because DJT will be there. So again, if you haven't gotten your tickets and you're thinking about getting it, please check out the link in the description. Bitcoin right now is, you know, sitting at that 66 mark. You can see we're on the daily side here. You can see this candle for Saturday is already turned a little bit red, while Friday was a pretty good day. Last week was good overall because we go from the beginning of the week, and thank you so much for the membership, for being a member. You gifted one membership. To who? Gifted one. Yeah, but who did you gift it to? Oh, you gifted to Chris Hanley. Aw, you're so sweet. Retro Mike, you're so fucking sweet. Did I say that after X amount of time? Hang on. How long have we been streaming? 7 minutes. YouTube can let it slide. Good morning, everybody. Chris Hanley, Jay Bohannon, Dan Sand, Sherm, what's up, man? Automatic Beats, Retro Mike, of course, Turtle Tech, Sam Fisher. Appreciate you guys gifting memberships to each other. You guys are rock solid. So last week, all right, let's count from the 15th. So from the 15th, basically the end of last week. Let's go from there, right? It's from the bottom of this. So the Monday, July 8th, which was the previous week. We were on an uptrend. We were doing pretty good, and we have climbed all the way up to 67.3. That's a 23% gain. I was talking about concerns that we might fall even further. I had some positions in around that 54K arena. We touched it, but nowhere near, like, say for example, we touched it, we went past it twice right here. So on July 5th and the 8th, right? But while I was expecting it to go down further after this, instead it went up. So it did the exact opposite. Nobody has a crystal ball. Any trader online that's giving you TA you cannot guarantee a W for everybody. Price targets may not always be hit. That's why the best thing to do is to just DCA, dollar cost average. So even though my 54 target wasn't hit, because if it would have went down a little bit further, I would have gotten that position. I still bought at the 55.7 range, just to grab it, and then all of a sudden it started taking off pretty good, and that's good, right? That's a good thing, right? Was that it? Was this little bottom that we had here on July 6th and July 8th it? And that's what I've been asking you. When 60% say no, 40% say yes. So to the 40%, good job. But are we out of the woods? I don't think we're out of the woods just yet. I still think there could be some turmoil experienced, especially because of what I just said at the beginning of the stream. There's a lot of animosity and hate for one another, and that's not healthy for anybody. If you're sitting there stewing over actions, words of somebody else, and you're letting it affect your mind, body, and soul, you're just hurting yourself. You're not even hurting the person that is making you feel that way. You're just hurting yourself. So if you can, forgive, forget, move on with your life, keep it, keep yourself humbled, learn some humility, and everybody just, coexist with one another instead of fight one another. I think the world will be a better place. But of course, we're human. So that's never going to happen. As long as there's humans in this planet, there would always be fights and wars and shit like that, unfortunately. But anyways, getting on with my philosophical shit. Bitcoin, 67K as crypto rallies amid a global IT outage. Now, were you impacted? And I need some interaction here, guys and ladies. Were you impacted by the outage yesterday? My company was not. However, I did notice some impacts. That affected us. And yes, Crypto Mikel, I see that. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Alphium and Alphium miners that just came out. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But my question is, and look, I lost 6 people just for being philosophical. That's what I get for trying to be spread love and peace. Anyways, were you affected by the outage yesterday is my question. Again, my company wasn't. But I saw airlines were down, transportation was down, a number of big companies were down. And what's funny is while this was going on, people in the crypto community were laughing and saying this is why decentralized is better, because if you're centralized, as many of the systems were, right? They pushed out, all it was is an update, right? This is why I say when the new BIOS comes out, new firmware comes out, new update for your phone, new Windows update for your computer comes out, don't be the first to jump in there, right? Usually there's bugs, there's issues, stuff like that. The patch or the update shouldn't have been pushed out in the first place, but it was, therefore affecting multiple, if not many major infrastructure computers and their systems. And the blue screen of death was it couldn't boot. right? And so you'd be stuck there, and you try to boot into safe mode and it will lock up or be a black screen or wouldn't load. So the only option was to restore or to re-image or to reset. So depending on those options, this is why it's important for you to have a backup of your important stuff, right? Like having an image. One of my favorite ones, what is it called? Macrum Reflect? Macrum Reflect. I like Macrum Reflect. They have free trials and business trials, but you can image your drive, right? And then restore it via USB, right? You create a USB bootable drive. You have the image backed up to an external drive, and then you can restore the image to whatever drive is your primary. That's why I love it. There's a number of different ways to protect yourself, but never keep like all your important documents, all your important pictures, all your important stuff on the OS drive that you run daily, especially if you haven't backed up in a while. Go ahead and get a backup going as soon as possible. But were you impacted by it? Before we talk about crypto news, let's talk about what's going on, right? A single point of failure for civilization scale technology is this tweet, or what this tweet says. Something we should try and mitigate by building decentralized infrastructure. I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time. Being sarcastic. But CrowdStrike outage could be fixed within a day. Unlikely caused by a hack. Polymarket, whatever. We don't care about that. So Charles Edwards, founders of crypto hedge fund, took notice of Bitcoin's rapid surge coinciding with the U.S. traditional market opening, perhaps a sign of bidding for institutional investors. Basically, the DXY is down, the S&P and a few others went down, and while they went down, crypto and Bitcoin went up. At the time, you know, the NASDAQ composite was down 0.8%, S&P was 0.06 at 1 p.m., and while gold plummeted over 2% during the day, a fresh all-time, following a fresh all-time earlier this week. The software update by cybersecurity service provider CrowdStrike caused widespread computer outages around the world, halting airlines, bank businesses. Some crypto observers emphasize the resilience of decentralized systems over centralized ones. Still, you know, obviously, Bitcoin is down compared to what it hit yesterday of 67.3. But this is just giving more credence, right? As the markets falter, as the centralized systems have major issues impacting a lot of people, the decentralized aspects of crypto and blockchain come into view and give us that much more credence of, hey, we should really build within this. We should, as a government, as an entity, as a bank, as a financial whatever, build, you know, whether it's their own blockchain, which we have seen multiple companies look into it or partner with, or something entirely new that's groundbreaking. You know, blockchain technology is the future. On the CoinDesk 20, here's the chart right here. Leaders July 18th from 4 p.m. to July 19th, 4 p.m. Solana up 8.5%, Filecoin 8%, APT 7.3, Near 6.2, Render 5.8. You know, Bitcoin, ICP, HBAR, so on and so forth. Honestly, I got rid of my internet computer. Maybe I should have kept it. I don't know. You let me know your thoughts. But were you impacted by the outage? Let's see here. So Retro Mike says CloudStrike is our number one vendor. We are a reseller of their products, and that gives us the ability to run their product for free. We have 1.5K employees, 50% Mac, 50% Windows. Our Windows machines were impacted. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you guys got it back up and running. Are you still working to get that back up and running? Sherm, didn't affect me, but did at the hospital my sister works at. That is unfortunate. We definitely don't want our hospitals to have a major outage like this when there's major care being provided, somebody in the middle of freaking surgery or anything like that. So I'm sure they got back up and running, but sorry to hear that. Every Chase Bank in my area was down. Chris Hanley, and did you hear Spirit? I guess Spirit Airlines didn't get affected because they were running Windows 3.1. Retro Mike, we had to have users boot into safe mode, give them the BitLocker recovery key, and give them a local admin account to log in and delete the null file. See, here's the problem. It was a driver within the update, right? And so if you don't know what specifically was causing the issue, you had to roll a truck out. What does roll a truck out? So in the IT industry, rolling a truck means getting a person on site at that location. But if all the airlines are down, transportation is down, hospitals are down, banks are down. You don't got enough IT people to send everybody to each location. So it was quite an inconvenient predicament to be in. Some trucks were rolled out. Some of the IT professionals were able to get on site and fix one by one each major system by priority, maybe the CEO or major computers that run whatever their business operations were. And then RetroMike, some were doing that remotely, right? Maybe one machine was working. The Mac was, right? So, hey, I'm streaming with you, or I'm using Zoom, or I'm using whatever to talk to you, right? I'm providing you the admin login. I'm giving you the BitLocker key, whatever, so that way you can go ahead and recover your machine. Now it's time to get on the next. So some of it was able to be resolved remotely, and some had to have a truck rolled out. Either way, it was quite inconvenient. Thank you for sharing that with me, guys. Appreciate it. Now, before we go on, obviously we know Bitcoin is soaring, right? It's good to see it, right? I really wanted to get out of that 55K area. Let's just be honest. Bitcoin retail demand at 3-year lows. So it's not the retail, is what the media are saying, or the news outlets are saying. It's the bigger guys, the whales. Are we sure? Well, it seems that way. It seems retail, like my sister and my mom, haven't gotten back in bigger swaths. So your mom, your brother, your sister, your uncle, right? While they understand Bitcoin because you've been teaching them over the years, they haven't really got more of a position in Bitcoin or some of the cryptocurrencies because they're concerned, right? There's still that uncertainty and doubt that still plagues us, right? Now, the fear and greed index is up to 61 while we've been sitting in the 40s for a while, but retail's not really here yet. So imagine when retail comes in. I'm hoping things will be a lot greener. And unfortunately, retail likes to jump in at the worst time, like near all-time highs. So hopefully they jump in a lot sooner than that. But anyways, M&L Capital founder Michael Van de Poppe, spotted Bitcoin retail demand at 3 years lows, saying that it reflects the current market sentiment. The consistent inflows in Bitcoin investment products, including the spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, or ETFs, suggest that Bitcoin's demand has largely been from institutional investors. Van de Poppe shared a CryptoQuant chart showing that Bitcoin's retail demand has been decreasing since its prices hit all-time highs in March. He said it's time for the metric to turn around for Bitcoin. And here's the chart right here. So it looks like daily on-chain analysis. Do I not have a graph here to tell me? All right, so price here. What's this? Okay, there we go. So retail is in green. Bitcoin price is in black. So yeah, retail is just down, even though Bitcoin has continued to go up. But May 2024. So is that right here? January 2024. 30-day time change. Okay. I guess they want to see, like, especially after we were sitting at 54K for a while, like, what's up? Like, they probably want to wait and be like, yo, I don't want to invest more money that I can't. Maybe they're broke. That's a good thing. Oh my goodness. Why didn't I think of that? Maybe they're broke, and that's why they can't invest more into Bitcoin. Duh! Cost of livings went up. They didn't get much of a fucking raise. That's why they can't invest more into Bitcoin. Huh? Who would have thought it? Now, we were able to get more hands into the people, the average person working their butt off in IT, in construction, in whatever. Then, yeah, we will see more of an influx in retail investors. But until that happens, not so much. Anyways, moving on. Billionaire Mark Cuban, once again, crazy Bitcoin price prediction amid wild Ethereum, XRP, and crypto swings. So what did Mark Cuban say here? What is he predicting as far as the price goes? How high can Bitcoin price go? Cuban asked on X. Way higher than you think. Okay, but you didn't give us a price. According to Cuban, Bitcoin could become what is the most its most ardent supporters envisioning a means to protect our savings. It's already happening in countries facing hyperinflation, like we already talked about, Argentina, El Salvador, so on and so forth. The Bitcoin price has rocketed higher over the last year, largely due to the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, or basically the ETFs, like we talked about before, Cuban also said he believed the growing support among Silicon Valley founders, investors, and executives for Republican 2024 White House, hopeful that Donald Trump is actually a Bitcoin play. Now, obviously, that's definitely driving some of the hype right there, right? The rhetoric, the conversations. Matter of fact, I'm not sure. Do I even have the article here? But yeah, JP Morgan, while he's been talking ish behind our backs, or while he's been talking ish to our face, right, about Bitcoin and blockchain, behind our backs, he's secretly, I guess, trying to work something out. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So Retro Mike real quick here. Let's see what you got. We had to have users. All right. I question why banks and airline critical business systems are running Windows. If it is that critical, maybe you should do a N1 or N2 patch schedule. I agree. Most companies, what's funny is I notice most companies are using Linux to run their networking and back end, but their front facing is all Windows. So even if their back end is not affected, when they go to, update a listing, check in a flyer, whatever, they can't because their system is locked out. I think even some of the news outlets had their stuff go down. CBOE gives official launch date for spot Bitcoin ETF, basically July 23rd, right? So 5 spot coin ETFs for Ethereum will be trading on Chicago Board Options Exchange on July 23rd, pending regulatory effectiveness, announced by the CBOE on July 19th. Now, we look at the Ethereum chart here. Obviously, I think it's going to get priced in. I think people are anticipating the launch, and it's going to get priced in. So be careful, like getting overzealous with Ethereum. Now, what's interesting to me is the Ethereum ETF, bring love to all the other altcoins on the Ethereum ecosystem? I think it's possible. It may not be spread to every single Ethereum cryptocurrency, but I think the Ethereum ETF should bring more love to a large majority or a good percentage of, let's say 35% of the larger assets on the Ethereum ecosystem, right? And that will be good for, I think, many of us, right? Even those that moved away from Ethereum, because you might have some other assets that are on the Ethereum ecosystem. So the 5 spot coin ETFs set to commence trading are 21 shares, core Ethereum ETF, Fidelity, Invesco, Galaxy, VanEck, and Franklin. We got the CBOE right here, the symbol EZ, Franklin Ethereum ETF. Tuesday, July 23rd. Ethereum supply crunch. This is another big thing why Ethereum could do well, is that the supply on exchanges are a lot lower right now. So any significant price action could take that supply off the market, thus leading to a price increase. I haven't seen any big whales. I think we've been seeing a lot of whales move funds to exchanges as far as Bitcoin goes. But on Ethereum side, I think I've seen more people locking up their Ethereum or taking their Ethereum off these exchanges, which is going to lead to a situation where we have high demand but low supply, thus pushing the price up higher. A recent Calco report also touched that Ethereum's 1% market deficit suggests that lower liquidity could spark increased price volatility, sending the price of Ethereum higher in the face of increased demand and potentially outperforming Bitcoin in percentage terms. I don't think Ethereum will ever flip Bitcoin, but it could do it in percentage terms. Somebody says here that Ethereum could hit a 10 billion this year as far as inflows, and see as much as 1 billion in capital flows per month. In a recent statement, the asset manager told Cointelegraph that I expect a very positive price impact, sending us to new all-time highs in early Q4. Now, if we look at Ethereum here and we zoom out, right, the previous all-time high, I'll read it to you, was about 48.59, right? 48.59. 1.59. Now, if we kind of condense that a little bit, thank you, Rud Puts, for being a member for 17 months. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much for everything you do, bud. So, if the previous all-time high was 48 something, to go from there to, let's say, a new all-time high of, I'm speculating 7,000 at least, that's a 100% increase from where we are at right now. Is that within the realm of possible? I certainly think so, when we have especially all those inflows coming into the market. So we just have to wait and see. But I think some of the Ethereum hype has already been priced in, or is already in the market, because people have been expecting it and hearing about it. So we'll see how things go. 5 spot coin ETFs, we already talked about that. Vanco, Investco, Fidelity, 21 shares, Franklin Templeton. See how things go. I know many of you already got rid of your Ethereum, but yeah. So Bitcoin conference, again, you can get your tickets down in the description if you haven't gotten one already. I look forward to meeting you. But Trump Bitcoin conference fundraiser tickets top out at $844,600 for Nashville. So Bitcoin conference 2024 is coming. DJT already talked about being there at the convention, but I have a feeling that even though you may have bought your ticket and you are a whale, a VIP, a media person, I think only a select few will be able to get in to where he's actually speaking. We'll have to wait and see. Security is definitely going to be heightened, but considering the recent situations and where I left you last Saturday and the situation that happened after last Saturday, obviously this is going to cause the price to go up, but also the security, right? So we'll see how things go. Donald Trump is hosting a campaign fundraiser in Nashville, Tennessee. A top ticket is going to be around $844,000. The Republican president nominee event is on the sidelines of Bitcoin 2024, an annual conference that is considered the country's biggest gathering of crypto fans. So it's a side event. I don't think he might speak at the conference, but I think this is a side event separate from Bitcoin conference. We'll have to see. Hopefully he doesn't just take it over and his, people push us to the side. We're there for networking, building relationships, learning from one another, and having a good time. But obviously it would be important for him or any presidential candidate or elector to come and speak at these type of events, whether they're pro or against. It doesn't matter. Just speaking at these events, opening up that discussion. So according to the invitation, July 27th event will coincide with Trump's expected keynote speech at the conference. All right, so July 27th. So that is Friday. No, that's Saturday. Okay, so he's not expected to speak till Saturday. Interesting. So the 23rd and the 24th is Litecoin conference, or I think the 24th and 25th is Litecoin conference. Then Bitcoin conference on the 25th. Ah, shit, an ad just popped up. Then the 26th and 27th is the main event. So GA festival passes, people can come in. Oh boy, oh boy. Jeez Louise. 60K per person, 100 per couple. Round table, if you want to sit there, 144,000. Where is this going to be at? How are you going to host everybody at the Bitcoin conference like that? So instead of speaking at a convention where we already spent hundreds of dollars to get in, you are now turning it into your thing and charging people 60. Wow. I know. Okay, photo opportunity. All right. So you're just charging people to get a photo or to sit at a round table? To the people at the Bitcoin conference, good luck in trying to get this all figured out. Because he's just going to add stuff last minute and you're going to have to adapt and figure it out. Good luck. But, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do any of that. If I can get in there and listen to what he says, I just want to hear his plans, if he's going to even talk about his plans, or we're going to talk about golf swings. If we're going to be talking about golf swings, I don't care. If we're going to be talking about the future plans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and blockchain here in the USA, then yeah, I want to listen to it. But we'll see. Not that I have anything against golf. It's not on my list of priorities of things to worry about right now. Anyways, Ethereum core founder warns against voting on only pro-crypto a day after A16Z founders support Trump. Right? So we're talking about, obviously, Vitalik. While I don't share Vitalik's views, I do agree with the warning is don't just vote for somebody that's pro-crypto. Look at the full picture. I said that many a times, but obviously I do not have the voice and the platform that Vitalik and many of the influencers have. So I can only reach a handful of people. But it is true. But, you know, many people are flocking to Trump because of his pro-crypto stance. And everybody's moving away from Biden because of his anti-crypto stance. So Biden is kind of shooting himself in the foot. And I've seen many articles come up that says, could crypto decide the future president? And it's certainly possible because a lot of the younger generation and even the older generation, basically 10 years above me, so I would say from 50 down, are in crypto. A majority of them are in crypto. Hell, I even got my mom, who's 70-something, in crypto. So a lot of people have crypto exposure, and somebody being, you know, just hitting us with it's just used for criminal stuff, it's just used for trafficking and drugs and all this stuff. Crypto has no purpose, it has no real use case, it's a pet rock. You know, when people listen to that, especially from prominent people in the space like Jamie Dimon, they're going to heed it. But then they don't say, hey, by the way, but in the background, I'm actually got my company to buy Bitcoin and buy Ethereum and to diversify our portfolio, so on and so forth. But you got a lot of major people supporting Trump. So are they flocking because of these people that they idolize? Or are they flocking because they believe Trump's going to do what they want them to do for the crypto industry? We'll have to wait and see. Again, I've seen way too many presidents, just in my short lifetime, promise a shit ton while running on the election trail. But then when they get into office, they have a hard time completing those missions because XYZ person or senator or House representative or whatever is in the way, blocking their bill or blocking that action because they won't sign this or they won't do this or they won't concede this. We really need a bunch of leaders in those buildings, in those offices, that will work together and negotiate on things and not just stand firm and be like, no, I'm not going to vote on this because you're not going to give me this much money for this project or this much money for this budget. Like, we need people to be like, hey, we need to do this for the American people. We need to make sure we're bringing jobs back to the U.S. We need to make sure that we're fixing things, the infrastructure. Hey, the infrastructure bill was passed, baby. Let's go. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, get this done that you said you were going to do. Anyways, that's my viewpoint, and it could be wrong. It's an opinion, not yours. Either way, Vitalik is warning the same thing. While many people are flocking to Trump just because of his pro-crypto stance, Vitalik and myself say, look beyond that. Don't just vote for that person just because they're pro-crypto. Donald Trump's crypto platform is missing one thing. No idea what this is. But President Biden has been ruthless in his quest to eradicate the crypto industry. Trump would commit to pardoning the developers that Biden imprisoned. Oh, yeah. I remember this. Didn't Trump say he was going to, our boy, the Dread Pirates. Oh, my God. What is his name? All I know is his online handle. I don't remember his name. The Dread Pirates. What is his name? What is his name? What is his name? What is his name? I don't even know if this article mentions it. Let's see here. Come on, come on, come on. Where is it? Oh my God. Somebody slap me with it, please. Oh my God. Ross. Oh my God. I can't believe I forgot Ross's name. Ross Ulbricht. Whether or not he's going to do it, we'll see. We shall see. But, you know, you also got the creator of Tornado Cash, I believe is what I just saw up here. And two of the developers behind Tornado Cash, fully decentralized protocol, blah, 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 launchers, blah, 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 got arrested. While the decision was controversial, it's far more reasonable response than what happened next. The Department of Justice indicted Storm, blah, 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 yada, yada, has yet to be brought to custody in these charges. All right, yeah. So it basically, Trump promised to release some of those guys. But what is this one thing they're missing? Let's see here. Crypto platform is missing one thing. One piece sorely missing. That was a commitment to protect the developers of decentralized products from government interference and threat on criminal prosecution. So he did say that he would work to release Ross, Ulbridge, and probably some others. But what about the protections for the future, right? What you release may not always be like, yeah, you released them, but then something new happens and then they get arrested again. So protections from developers, like, here's what I think. If I develop something, right? If I develop a new protocol, a new swapping feature, a new whatever, and it get used by somebody else for nefarious purposes, whatever it might be, I shouldn't be responsible for that. But the government wants the developers of said projects, entities, whatever, applications, to have such control that if they do see a bad actor, they can shut it down. They can lock the bad actor out. They can lock the funds. So very centralized control. The government wants that. They want to be able to walk into the office and be like, hey, I do not want you to do business with Christopher Vega. And then they shut it down. But a lot of these applications that are developed are very decentralized. And so while you might see, wow, this wallet's moving a lot of funds. This wallet seems to be tied through chain analysis to some government agency, some black fund or whatever. But you can't do anything about it. But then you're held responsible for it. So will Trump, in his future actions, whatever it might be, protect the developers of said projects? We'll have to wait and see. He's changed his tune. This is what I was talking about. He changed his tune. Trump reveals JP Morgan CEO suddenly Bitcoin and crypto flip amid huge price surge. Jamie Dimon was, very negative. And now all of a sudden he's changed his tune a bit, Trump told Bloomberg last month, following a private audience in which he met with Dimon and around 80 other business executives that include Citi CEO, Bank of America, Apple CEO Tim Cook, and was described by Trump as a love fest, right? So everybody's flocking to him, stroking the ego, all that good stuff. Dimon has remained a fierceful, outspoken Bitcoin and crypto critic, even in Wall Street, as Wall Street began to warm up to the technology. He called it a fraud, Ponzi scheme. In April, Dimon has said that if he was in government, he'll shut it down and branded Bitcoin a waste of time, calling it a pet rock and does nothing. However, Dimon has led JP Morgan in developing and deploying its own blockchain cryptocurrency, JPM Coin, to speed up and reduce the cost of transactions. Trump also didn't rule out considering Dimon for the U.S. Treasury Secretary if he retakes the White House in November, saying he has a lot of respect for Jamie Dimon. JP Morgan declined to comment on Trump's remarks. This week, Trump named pro-Bitcoin and crypto former venture capitalist J.D. Vance as his 2024 running mate, VP. Trump has leaned into Bitcoin and crypto in recent months after making millions from series of crypto-based digital trading card non-fungible tokens or NFTs, and putting him starkly at odds with Biden's administration anti-crypto stance. I gotten to know people in the industry. They're top flight people, said Trump, who met last month with major U.S. Bitcoin mining companies. Yeah, we heard about that. But basically, Jamie Dimon is probably trying to get into some form of government if Trump is elected, and of course he's changing his tune behind private walls. So we'll see how that works. Indian crypto exchange falls victim to $235 million hack. So we got another hack here, detected by Web3 security firm Cybers, involving the Wizards X safe multi-sig wallet on Ethereum. So Wizard X India, our system has detected multiple suspicious transactions involving our safe multi-sig wallet. So he broke into their safe multi-sig wallet. That sucks. Not sure if that wallet's the same one we use for Cats of Crypto, but it doesn't look like it. Transactions were then sent to Tornado Cash, and yeah, that money's gone. So India Exchange hacked. Hopefully my Indian family is not affected by that. Good morning, Tech Man. We're going to listen to a couple videos here as we get ready as Red Panda going live. We got about 18 minutes before Red Panda goes live. But there's two videos here. One, the new multi-million-dollar deal adds rising trend of Bitcoin miners moving to AI. So a lot of people have been going to AI, not just in ASICs, just across the mining ecosystem as a whole. That's a 10-minute long video, but then we also have Bitcoin post 15% weekly gain amid broader crypto rally. Now, we already talked about the gain. So let's talk about the one major thing that you guys really care about, and that is Alphium. Okay, so yesterday we had two major announcements from Bitmain and, of course, Ice River. So Ice River says here, time to drop a bomb. New series of Ice River ASIC is coming next Monday. Alphium series ASIC. Stay tuned and get ready for something big. I think Alphium, because we've seen, while Ice River came out with the first Caspa miners, Bitmain was not too far behind. Since this is coming out of China, is there a centralized supplier that's providing to both Bitmain and Ice River, and thus leading to their competitions? We'll see. But 15.6 terahash at 33510 watts is going to be a pretty penny. These units are going to cost tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, they might make $400 a day, but after a short amount of time, that's going to drop down, just like Caspa did, to $100, to $80, to $50. And good luck trying to reach that ROI, return on your overall investment. Now, if we look at the picture here, I don't think this is the actual ASIC, the AL1. I think this is a Bitmain ASIC. You can see the three-phase connectors right here, so don't take this picture as Bible. Just wait to see what happens. I know many of you were already trying to buy this, and I would not recommend it unless, again, your risk tolerance are high. If you do not have risk tolerance and you're just going to go willy-nilly into the fray, trying to be on that Caspa bus, right? Which is what happened, right? A handful of the people at the beginning of the Caspa ASICs did really good because they were the first to receive. The moment the larger operations start getting their hands on a ton of these ASICs, the hash rate, the difficulty climbs up, the rewards drop, and then you're left trying to get back what you already gained. Now, you could probably make your money back and then some if you were one of the first in batch one. The problem is, good luck getting into batch one. Few of the content creators in the crypto mining space will get a unit for free. If not, there will be some sort of discussion. Not every one of them will. Please weigh out the pros and cons before you run in head first. But because of this news, we have seen Alphium do pretty good, actually. If we look at the charts here using the Gate.io, look at this pump, this straight up pump right here. Right, on the daily. 2 days of straight pumping, baby. Alphium right now is in the $2 mark once again. Now, I'm not going to lie. I needed to take profits to pay bills. I needed to. So I did. So after CES, when I had the opportunity, I did take profits. I had to pay bills. So am I screwing myself? Well, no, because right now my bills are paid and I was ahead by the current position, or at the time I swapped, right? But should I have gotten back in? Most definitely. I should have gotten back in. So right now, these two large candles, which percentage-wise, from the time of the announcement to now, is up 103%. Will this sustain? I do not know. I do not think so. I think Alphium's price can climb up. With the added security from the ASICs, we could see Alphium continue to grow. But the inventors or the developers of Alphium are not shady. They don't want to do stuff that will inflate their price, or to do this or to do that, or market maker. So the fact that they're trying to do it the hard way, organically, over time, rather than trying to manipulate in order to get that top spot, that makes me happy. Unfortunately, that doesn't make us rich, but that makes us happy. And that's my personal opinion. So I hope that Alphium, I want to see it get on other exchanges. I want to see it continue to grow, especially with these ASICs coming out, because once those ASICs are just pumping out, and this is probably why we've been on a downtrend ever since. Bitmain and Ice River and the people that had, like Gold Shell, that had these Alphium ASICs have been mining it for a while. They got to test and tune, right? So they've been mining it in their operations for a while, over time, steadily pushing the price down. Imagine what happens when these ASICs go out into the wild. And there's larger operations, well, not larger than Bitmain, but large operations out there, considerable size, out there just sitting there constantly pushing the price down because they have to sell. They have to sell in order to cover their overhead. You can't hate on them for paying their bills in order for them to continue mining. So, Alphium has already hit $2.20 today. Will it sustain? I believe we can have nice upward trend. I don't think we're going to get back to, where we were over here instantly, but that certainly is possible. Over time, the chart of Alphium does not look bad whatsoever. It looks healthy. So over time, I could see Alphium continuing to climb up, maybe have a little drawback. I want to see a retest of this original one right here, right? Come back, touch the EMA, and then climb up. But I'm stoked for Alphium. I am sad for those who bought the AL box or the Gold Shell miners, or that were in an uprage because they spent $6,000 for the AL box, only to find out that Bitmain is coming out with a new device. I am really sorry for you. Hang in there. Good luck to you. And you can see Red Panda did a video about it. Two of them. But I'm not sure if he's going live. So we're going to wrap up the stream here. We're going to watch this video, and you guys let me know if you have any comments, questions, or otherwise by sending me the @ or a super chat. Retro Mike does say that Trump fundraiser is a private VIP event. It is limited to 150 donors. It is not necessarily part of the BTC conference, but is being held at the undisclosed location. Okay, so it should be in Nashville, parallel or separate of Bitcoin conference, and shouldn't affect it. That's all I care about. I don't want them to shut down I'm walking around the floor talking to Future Bit, Brains OS, and all the guys, and they're having a good time, and then they shut it down, kick everybody out, so that their select few can have a little parade or soiree or whatever. So that doesn't sound like that's the case, so that's good. All right. Let's see what's going on with mining.
Today, a multi-billion-dollar deal adds to the accelerating trend of Bitcoin miners moving to power AI. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin warns against voting for political candidates based just on whether they have a pro-crypto stance. And Lumerin CEO Ryan Condron weighs in on how Bitcoin miners have been reacting to the effects of the halving. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. Crypto prices continue to move lower, with Bitcoin falling to the $63,000 level as of noon Eastern. That's after maintaining the $64,000 level the day before. Ether dipped to just under $3,400, and Polygon's Matic token dropped more than 5%.
Oh, he's going to be in person. Tech Man, he's going to be in person at Bitcoin conference. This is just a separate VIP event that he's hosting. Did I not have it pulled up? Yeah. So separate, cordially invited to an event for the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, at the Bitcoin conference. So it's going to be, that's what I'm saying. It's like at the Bitcoin conference. So it's in Nashville, but I don't know if it's not going to be on the floor. It's probably not going to be on the main stage, but look at the price. So to sit at the round table, $844,000 per person, photo opportunity $60K, $100K per couple. That's just crazy to me. But I deal with small money. I don't deal with hundreds of thousands.
Set to 52 cents. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin is cautioning against voting for political candidates based solely on whether they have adopted a
What they should do, Retro Mike, is they should secure, I don't know why they didn't do this last week, they should secure the area 24 to 48 hours in advance, wherever he's going to be. This is the president of the United States, or a future president or prospective president, whatever. Ex-president, I don't care. Secret Service, you know better than this. Secure the area. Get vantage points. The counter sniper should have taken this guy out before he even had a chance to fire. Like, I don't understand it. This is stupid. But anyways, at the Bitcoin conference, I agree. Evacuate the area. Then, as people are coming in, they're going to get screened. So there's going to be metal detecting. There's going to be all kinds of stuff, right? So if you're trying to sneak in stuff, don't be an idiot. But just know that the heightened security is going to probably push some people away. Some people aren't going to want to come back in. They'll just watch it on the television, which is perfectly fine. We're going to have major news outlets there, heightened security, a lot of the elite there as well. It's going to be crazy. So be prepared.
Pro-crypto stance. Buterin issued the warning in a blog post, writing that, quote, the game of politics is much more complicated than just who wins the next election, and there are a lot of levers that your words and actions affect. Buterin made the post just as Donald Trump, who's positioned himself as the pro-crypto candidate for president, prepares to accept his party's nomination at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. It also came one day after venture capitalists Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz told employees of Andreessen Horowitz they plan to make significant donations to political action committees supporting Trump's campaign. In an episode of The Ben and Mark Show, which features the A16Z co-founders, Horowitz said that the Biden administration, in the form of the SEC and the FDIC, has fought them every step of the way by using very nefarious means, adding that the agencies have been losing most of the lawsuits against crypto firms. Fairshake, a super PAC backed by crypto's top companies, is now one of the top spending PACs in this election cycle. Next, BlockFi is expected to start interim crypto distributions through Coinbase this month.
Same here.
The bankrupt crypto lender BlockFi made the announcement in a series of posts on X yesterday. BlockFi said that, quote, the distributions will be processed in batches in the coming months, and eligible clients will receive a notification to the BlockFi account email on file. It went on to say that non-U.S. clients are unable to receive funds at this time due to the regulatory requirements applicable to them. BlockFi filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in November 2022 in the wake of FTX's bankruptcy. BlockFi then began the process of asking the court to allow customer withdrawals that had been locked up.
I was one of the lucky few who saw the collapse happening and was able to withdraw my funds at the I was one of the last people to get my funds out of BlockFi
on the platform. Now, back in March, FTX reached a settlement with BlockFi, agreeing to pay up to $874 million. Last, a new multi-billion-dollar deal adds to the long list of crypto miners looking to trade Bitcoin for artificial intelligence. Houston-based tech company Lancium and Denver-based Crusoe Energy Systems inked a partnership to build a 200-megawatt data center just outside Abilene, Texas, one that's designed to meet the unique needs of AI companies. It's the first phase of a larger 1.2 gigawatt build-out. And at full capacity, Lancium President Ali Fenn tells CNBC that this will be one of the largest AI data center campuses in the world. Now, miners have been trying to diversify following the Bitcoin halving in April, where the business of generating new tokens has become much less profitable. Mining firms have expansive data centers with access to fiber lines and large amounts of power across the U.S., which are the kinds of facilities needed for compute-intensive AI operations. All right, sticking with Bitcoin miners and AI for our main story, I spoke with Ryan Condrone, CEO of Web3 data routing protocol Lumerin, about the growing trend. He breaks down the role that Bitcoin mining plays in stabilizing power grids strained by AI data centers. So where do things stand right now in regards to Bitcoin mining? We've seen hash rate waver after the halving, but miners haven't really been selling their Bitcoin holdings. And in fact, Glassnode data showed that Bitcoin miner reserves have actually begun ticking up in July. So what do you make of where miners are at this point, a few months post-halving?
Yeah, I mean, since the halving, we saw a bit of a market pullback. So miners are speculating just like everyone else, thinking that as soon as the sideways summer ends, we're going to start seeing an uptick in the fall. So you have a lot of miners banking on that.
Okay, so aside from the price of Bitcoin and the hash rate, there's been a narrative shift amongst Bitcoin miners. I just wrote a story about how miners in Texas are pivoting to AI, given that they already have much of the infrastructure in place to make that conversion relatively easily. What do you make of the shift that some miners are making toward this new demand for high power compute?
Yeah, really at the end of the day, miners are profit-driven animals. So they're going to go wherever they're going to get paid the most for their electricity, because the reality is electricity is the commodity that miners work with. So if they can get paid more from the Bitcoin network, they're going to mine Bitcoin. If they get paid more by doing AI compute, they're going to do AI compute. The difference is AI compute is very, very expensive to set up for miners. So there is a huge amount of upfront capital cost. So it is a massive commitment. When it comes to power grids, miners can't fully switch over to AI compute because it's not going to allow them to do what's called production following on the power grid. But they can switch over a little bit of their capacity to AI compute to try to get better profitability.
Now, on the flip side of that, some have argued that blockchain and AI could actually work together. There's an argument that some make that blockchain could help with verifying information that these models get wrong.
So a user in the chat, Inspiration Land 2020, talked about Chirply. And this is a protocol, I guess, that's targeting small influencers or micro influencers that enable because their platform enables end-to-end automated influencing campaigns through artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain technology, breaking down the barriers between small influencers and marketing community, facilitating absolutely perfect matches and sponsors and brands. No more tiresome negotiating between influencers, marketers, and agents. No more matchmaking selection of influencers and markets. Chirply applies cutting edge to speed up the matchmaking, deal making, price setting, and campaign launching. Chirply allows marketers to set up one-click influencer marketing bombs. I mean, if it can help out small influencers, cool. Let's check out their socials real quick. So they're just leveraging AI technology, but it's basically a marketing platform. All right, 67K followers. Is there anybody that I care about that follows them? I guess. I don't know. I have to look into it and see what it's all about. Okay, they're Dutch. They're Deutsch. English. You can sign up. Maybe we'll check it out. Do they have anything open source? Let's see here. Discord, Telegram, YouTube, Reddit. Here's their GitHub. Let's go to their GitHub. Okay. Is this their contract? No, it's not their contract. Here's the smart contract. Okay. Chirplytoken.sol. Interesting. All right, so it's ERC20. It's burnable, ownable. Okay, so it's just a basic smart contract. It's got anti-snipe capabilities. Good. Doesn't have anything nefarious in the smart contract. Is it solely on Ethereum? No, they got Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. Interesting. Okay. I wonder how they would do. There's their YouTube, all that good stuff. Anti-snipe, assure can transfer. Interesting. I don't see anything malicious with this, but I want to see. I have to learn more about this. But yeah, I mean, any project that is trying to leverage AI to help out the market is very interesting to me. Maybe we'll check it out. Maybe we'll go to play around with it and see what it can do for my small influencer channel. But thanks for posting that. We'll see. I can't speak to what I think about it. If we look at it long terms, it's got okay markets. It would be nice to see it on other markets. Very small. The 24-hour volume is very small. It's a couple 100,000. It doesn't have a max supply. The fully diluted market cap 7 million. So it's got some. And what's funny is the acronym or the abbreviation is Chirp 2, just like the SU network token, Chirp wireless, a Chirp token. So very interesting. But anyways, is Red Panda Mining not going live today, guys? Does anybody not know? I guess not. So I guess you guys only got Rabbit Mining, who's going to be coming up here in a little bit. But I'm going to get out of here, spend some time with the fam as I always do. Family is very important. You know.
Oh, nice.
Alphium mining is changing forever. Goodbye, entity. I don't know how many times we had to warn you guys, man, but whatever. We told you guys it was ASICs coming for Radiant, ASICs coming for Alphium. And I think there was one more token. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but you guys laughed at us and kept slamming us in the head with FPGAs. It's an FPGA farm. And now here we are in ASICs. ASICs are a good thing. It's going to strengthen the network security of that particular project. Yes, it's going to help or hurt the price. Obviously, it's helping the price right now, but it's going to hurt the price if Alphium can't continue to grow as the ASIC miners or farming operations are selling their tokens in order to meet their needs, pay their bills, and stuff like that. But I'd be very excited to see Alphium one day become a $7 token. For Alphium to hit $7 from where it is right now, that would be a almost 250% gain, 240% gain. That would be absolutely wonderful. Is it within the realm of possible? I don't think right now, especially as these ASICs come on and on. But you can see, look at that volume spike compared to over here. Like, this is a lot of volume. Can we sustain that volume? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see, right? But look forward to seeing you at Bitcoin conference. I will have regular scheduled content coming out for you on Monday and Wednesday. Friday is up in the air. Might not do caffeine and crypto. If I do have good internet connection, I can do it Saturday. But it's the Bitcoin conference is still going on that next Saturday. I might not be able to, but just stay tuned. I will try to bring you guys a little bit of coverage here and there. But my main goal is to network, to meet you guys, to hang out, to have a good time, and to just enjoy the conference. It's not going to be just sitting there looking behind a camera and point and click at everything. It's going to be enjoying the company, enjoying the people, and networking and having a good time, which is exactly what I want to do with some of you and our colleagues in the space. But stay tuned for updates on the channel. If I don't bring you coverage throughout the entire Bitcoin conference, stand by. I will as soon as possible. This is all self-paid. But all of this would not be possible without you, the viewer of this channel. So make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. Don't forget to get your tickets if you haven't got already for Bitcoin conference. Link is down in the description. Let them know SerpentX sent you. You can save money with my code, and other links down there does provide a kickback to the channel. But you all have yourself a good one. I'll see you around. Drive safe if you are driving. Fly safe if you are flying. And I will see you then. Otherwise, take care of yourself. If you need me, you know where to find me. Discord, Twitter, Reddit, all that good stuff. Come find me, hit me up, and I'll talk to you later. But you just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.
Buy Bitcoin.
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 Buy Bitcoin. Mwah.
Yeah, buddy.
Daddy.
Mwah.